So, welcome to another video here at Back to Classics, and today we're finally moving forward with this crappy old Alfa Romeo 75 2-liter twin spark. You see how crappy it is? Well, initially I thought it was much better and a good service would do, but it turns out a full restoration is actually needed. And that is what we're going to discuss today, how we're going to move forward with this project and take it to the next steps. Now, I must admit, it was parked into a corner of the workshop here, and well, I needed to find new motivation, a new elan to move forward, which I finally did. So we're going to take it a step further, addressing all the bodywork issues and actually getting this car ready to be transported to a bodywork specialist that will actually do all the work, because that is out of scope here at Back to Classics. So that's the scope of today's video, moving forward finally with the full restoration of this Alfa Romeo 75. So when I bought this car, I was thinking about giving it a very extensive service and just leave it at that. Have a nice 2-liter twin spark to drive around with, and have a nice car that I can take the family in as well. That was the idea behind this. Well, gradually things changed, and the condition of the bodywork, which I will show you in a minute, we'll do a walk around, but it turns out to be in a very, very bad condition indeed. And that got me thinking, really, because if we're going to do all the work anyway, why not make the car I've always wanted, which is for starters, a red one. So why not, if we're going to do a full paint job anyway, paint it red in the color I wanted, and then perhaps deviate a little bit from the originality as well and make sort of a upgraded version of the Alfa 75. The way I like them most. So I've been fiddling around a bit with AI, and I have made some pictures, or rather AI did, on the basis of my prompts, which will drop in about how I want this car to look. And well, I think this shows really a way forward, and also it gives me a good motivation to move forward with this project indeed. Which will mean that this full restoration, we're going to deviate a little bit from the originality and start upgrading the car in ways that I think is very suitable, period correct, and also it gives the car a much more appeal to me, and also to have it then for much, much longer in the collection and take use of this car as much as possible later on. But realistically, this will be a multiple year project. The amount of work that's going to be put in this car is extensive. It also means that the value of the car is not anywhere close to what I'm going to spend making this car the way I want it. But I have to get over that, so be it. We've come this far, so now let's take it a step further. So that's the basic scope of this whole 75 project, which we'll discuss, of course, in detail in this video and many videos to come. But first, let's dive into the condition of the car as it is right now, do a full walk around, and I can show you how bad things actually are and how we're going to improve on them. So first up, let's take a look under the bonnet, where actually nothing is left anymore. So starting with the engine bay, as you can see, all things have been removed, wiring, the brake system, etc. So now this is all empty except for the steering, which is handy to be kept in place for now, moving around the car. But this has all been prepared, everything removed, etc. No real major issues here except for some surface rust on the bulkhead, as you can see here. Then the interior of the car has been completely stripped, as you can see. I needed to get access to the bulkhead. And that's also where we found some additional issues. As you can see here, rust appearing. So that's something we can address right now as well. Now we get to the more serious bodywork stuff, and that is the right side door sill, or rather what's left of it. All holes and material just gone. But then on the left as well, left front jacking point, there is some holes appearing as well. Although the left side door sill is in a much better condition than on the right. Although here you see as well rust appearing. And then we have inside the left front wheel arch as well, going into the engine bay, rust and holes appearing that need to be sorted. Then we have the right rear corner of the car with a lot of rust here as well. Completely disintegrating wheel arch, and here actually nothing to hold the rear bumper in place. And then on the rear of the car we have this area here being crusty, as well as on the inside just beside the well for the spare wheel. And then I also removed the bodywork parts like the rear spoiler and the strips on the side. Didn't find any major issues there, luckily. Although some parts need to be sourced. More on that later. So that's about the condition of the car it is in right now. And now we're going to prepare this car further for the body shop. So starting with the front of the car, I have preliminary refitted the headlights, which need extra attention, but that can be sorted later on. The grille is in place, and then the front bumper that needs a little extra attention as the sides are hanging loose, but that's going to be addressed. And then we have this front splitter that I'd like to add, giving the car a more aggressive look without going into the Turbo Evo body kit style, which I think is a little bit too aggressive for this build. So this is going to be fitted as well, giving the car a more aggressive look. So let's get the bumper off again, and then we can start with the repairs. So here we see the inside of the bumper, and here you can see the issue here. This part should be in place, holding the side of the bumper to the body of the car, but this has all been coming loose. I see lots of attempts of gluing that back in place, but that needs to be sorted, and on the left side as well. So let's first clean out the parts, and then we can get this back in place. Everything prepped, this area cleaned, and of course this part cleaned as well. Removed all of the old glue, etc. that was on there. Now we have only a few areas where we can glue this, and that is mostly this piece here and this piece here, as this goes right here. So for that I have chosen to use this black sort of glue. We're now going to apply here. That'll be plenty for now. While these inserts are now drying, we can move our attention to the front splitter. And I have preliminary fitted it with clamps, making sure that this line here lines up with the other side. And I think I'm quite happy with how it sits now, which means that we can take the drill out and attach this to the bottom of the front bumper. So the inserts are in place, and then we have the splitter all mounted, and of course the other side same. So now it's time to fit the bumper on the car. And now with the inserts on the side here mounted as well, we try to get this all lined up. I'm quite happy with how that looks. It's quite an aggressive splitter. We'll put a link in the description below for if you're interested in buying one as well. Coming from Germany, good quality part, fits very nicely and quite easily. But like I said, I'm quite happy with how this looks. Quite an aggressive front on this Alfa 75. So what do you think about it? Leave a comment. And also, since we're going to paint the car completely, I'm definitely thinking of red. But if you have any other suggestions or good ideas, please as well leave it in the comment, and I'm sure to reply on that and perhaps take it into account when we go forward with this restoration. So for now, the front end is done. Let's move to the rest of the car. Not too much going on the side of the car. I've removed all the trim, but preliminary fitted the side skirts and the wheel arch covers. Now with a piece of duct tape. Of course, it needs to be taken off by the bodywork anyway. Also removed all the black lining from the outside of the car, removed the glass, etc. But no big issues found here. And we got everything ready for the paint shop. Moving to the rear of the car, and well, beside the rust issues that we already talked about, there are some other things that need attention. And first is this rear spoiler, where the side pieces are in a good condition. This one is absolutely gone. It has been rusted through. There's a metal piece on the inside holding the rubber. It has been rusted through very badly, and that also caused the outer rubber shape to be all wobbly. And this is no good part to put on this car. So I'm looking for a replacement rear spoiler. And I'm afraid the same goes for this reflector bar that goes here on the boot lid. This is in a very bad condition. The rear, which is metal, has been completely rusted through. This part is all gone. There's a bit of rust left in the inside here, but yeah, this is no good. These are very hard to find, these reflector bars for the 75. So if you have one lying around, please contact me. I would very much like to get my hands on a better one as this here. I could try to make a metal plate in here. That's not the biggest deal, but the big deal would be then to have these threaded studs under the correct angle to fit to the boot lid. That will not be easy. So I'm afraid. And then still, by the way, it's not in a very nice shape. There's some plastic broken as well here. This side has been repaired before. So I would very much like to get a better one of these to fit on this car, especially with all the bodywork done in the near future. This will be a little bit of a shame to put it on there. So that about the rear. The lights are preliminary fitted as well for the body shop, as well as the rear bumper, which is in a good condition. So that concludes the bodywork preparation that we have done now. This car is now ready to go to the paint shop, bodywork shop rather, because there's a lot of welding to do before we can even think about applying a coat of paint. But that's for future episodes. Let's talk further about this project and how are we going to make this car technically sound. So this piece of metal is now ready to be shipped off to the bodywork shop. We'll definitely include a video in this series when I go over there, check on how these guys are performing their magic in getting this body back to what it once was, an Alfa Romeo 75. And even better than that, probably. But that doesn't mean that we can stand still, because in the meantime, we can focus our attention here on the drivetrain. And what we have here is one of the best engines ever created, in my opinion. It's the Alfa Romeo twin cam, and this version has the twin spark ignition system, a beautiful engine, 2 liter in displacement, and you can get a lot of parts to tune these engines well to very high spec. Of course, famously, Alfaholics, they use these engines in their Bertone Alfa Romeos as well, so you can get all sorts of things done, getting it well over 200 horsepower at the crank. So that's a very good engine, very rugged, and I'm very keen on getting that sorted. So that's up in the meantime. That is, if we were to go with the inline-four option, because yes, options. I'm sure you saw in another video series of this channel that we're also working on a V6. And that begs the question. Yeah, questions. Should we go with the V6 or stay with the inline-four? What do you think? Of course, I was initially drawn towards using the V6 in this project car, But then I started researching more about these inline-fours, and well, these are very, very nice engines indeed. They're used by alcoholics, for instance, in their Bertone style upgraded resto mods, so to speak. So these are much sought after, and you can get all sorts of parts like camshafts, ITBs, ignition systems, modern fueling systems, everything to tune these engines up very, very nicely. Power output is then very, very close to what you can get out of a V6. So, of course, you miss out on a torque a little bit, get a higher revving engine back for that, but big question mark. And then with the V6, yeah, you can go with the standard 2 valve per cylinder heads that are on these type of engines, or improve it with the later 24 valve heads, which is a lot of work and a big question mark in its own, I guess. So, how should we go about? Let us know in the comments what you think should be the approach on this project car. Of course, knowing that we're going to do the full bodywork restoration, full interior, so now it might as well also fit a beautiful engine in there as well. So leave a message in the comment, and we thank you very much for watching this video. We'll sure be back with a lot more, because this is a project that is looking to be going on for years in the background here at Back to Classics. We thank you very much for watching. Toodaloo-dokie, see you next time.